Hello everybody, we're back for some more hardcore Minecraft. And I think on the immediate front for things we're going to do, I want to gen in my Aether area. So let's get started on this. I haven't touched this anymore, except for maybe a bit of deep slate, I think was the last thing I did. But we're still working on it. It's still looking nice. And I still need to get obsidian to... Do I have enough obsidian? I need to get obsidian if I don't have enough already. Excuse me. Did I put it in one of the back chests? There's two. There's raw obsidian. I guess I'm gonna need to go dig some up. Then again... Where's my water bucket? It would probably be easier if I just did this, yeah. So, that waypoint down there saying Okram, that is actually a new kind of block. I picked up a bit of it here. So there's regular. I think it looks nice enough. Now, if I put it into a stone cutter, it's kind of like copper, but it's like a honey gold brown tan block. And I really like it as a palette accent, and it could probably go into that build well. So I'm going to see about doing that, and that's why I have that marked down there, because I haven't really been collecting enough. I need to be organizing my chests. I went down and started a couple different new mines. In order to collect the things that I need, so... I actually found some of this, which is adamantite. So if we take a look at this, it seems to be pretty quick. And I'm sort of curious about the durability it has. If you look in my hotbar, my hammer is actually almost done. I decided to start moving that out. I haven't touched that either. You're going to notice that things look a lot better and smoother in most places. That's because I added a few more mods, and y'all love mods, eh? I need to put all this stuff away before we head on up to the Aether for a moment. I think I have too many eggs. I need to get on making the chicken farm. I gotta see how my entity cramming is going. How much I need out of that. More orichalcum. We could probably melt that in there. I got some more mithril, so I could probably make another pickaxe. Okay, now that we have all this, let's get our... I think we need 2 extra pieces of obsidian. So we'll go ahead and open this up. Close it again. Replace this. I might need to think this through a bit more. Let's pick this up, put that there, and then we can do this. because I don't want to make more obsidian blocks than I need. I got some raw obsidian out of that. Excellent. So now, should be able to do this safely, and then put it back. I'll leave this as is for the time being. Let's grab ourselves that water again. Kelp doesn't really restore much of anything. Yeah, we still need it sometimes. At least my mithril count is going up pretty nicely. I should probably have the olivine, the amazonite, and the uranium in the furnaces at all times. That way they can burn more efficiently for everything else. And then we can put the raw obsidian back here. Grab these. I need to make sure I didn't make an enchantment table somewhere already real quick. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Nothing in there, there. Okay. Okay, we're good to make one. So let's grab a book if we have one. Does not look like we do, but we need leather. And we need paper. We also need 2 diamonds. Okay. Okay, let's... I wish I didn't have to, like, make these to see what they have. So let's make the paper, let's make the book, and then let's make the enchantment table. So that's good, we got that. And we will put it in here so we know that we made it for later. And we'll put the adamantite away. We'll go ahead and load up 24, no. Yeah, actually. Put the olivine in there and put the amazonite in there. Time check, 8 minutes. I think we're doing fine. Okay. I think the gear's fine enough. I need to make new armor really shortly here. Honestly, Peridium boots might not be a bad idea. So let's go ahead and make those. 429, yeah, that's a bit more than diamond level. And then we can leave our boots down here along with the leather. Let's load up all of that. We should actually have this on our hotbar. We'll rest and then we'll go up to the Aether just to scope it out a little bit. I think I'm going to bring a couple stacks of cobblestone with me. Just so we can build. Because I have a feeling that we're going to be placed in a very awkward spot when we get up there. Plus there's plenty of things that can knock us off and to our death. So this is probably one of the worst things that I can do. And I need to have my portal catalyst in hand along with stone bricks to make a portal like that. Yeah, like I thought. So this is the Aether. And it looks like things are rendering it. It might be a good idea to build bridges to both of the islands that we have access to. Unfortunately, I made a poor choice, and that one's further away. I'm just like... the islands are so oh, golden parachute, huh? The islands are substantial enough to where you kind of have to build. Is that a silver dungeon already? That's crazy. So we're going to build over the long way first, and then we're going to go over to those other islands. It would be a big help if I had an elytra right about now, but we have not made any effort to go to the end. I need to find a warped forest in the Nether so that I can easily get ender pearls. And I kind of want to make an effort to make a wither skeleton farm. I have that bounding box mod that everybody uses, so I could probably see what that's all about when I go to make mine. Yeah, I don't like that thing whatsoever. It would definitely be a good idea to build over that way first, get on the solid ground. Okay. Everything loads in so smoothly now. I love this so much. It's a pretty nifty mod, all things considered. Okay, this is gonna be a disaster. Book of Lore. Let's grab our catalyst. Stone bricks, and we'll bring some stuff with us. I don't think we're gonna need to sync up a portal. And if you look over there past the portals, that's the village that I found. I still haven't brought any of the villagers over this way just yet. I gotta figure out how to do that. Oh boy, this is gonna be... What in the world is that? Looks like a ruby golem. I'm liking the visuals of this area. Everything looks toxic. This mod is a very fine thing I've seen. It looks like there's ruins. There's dungeons. Very interesting. I can't tell what those things are. We'll come back to this when we have better gear. So let's take a stroll back out to the overworld. Interesting. I like the Undergarden aesthetic. That is a really good looking dimension from and for my standards. So, well, that said, we didn't really need the catalyst, did we? Let's see about building some more in the Aether. I don't really have a plan for this episode. Except not getting blown off by that thing. I need to have arrows with me. Yeah, that's the problem. Those things spit wind puffs at you, and they can easily blow you off of the map. What else did I want to do in all this? I should probably go over a couple more mods that I have. So I added in the Nature's Compass, and what that does is I can make it, and it lets me see where specific biomes are. So nature, this. It needs 4 saplings of any kind and any log and a compass. So we can go ahead and... Interesting. We can go ahead and get all those things. So let's make the compass. And then we can right-click it, and we can take a look at all these. And so, you're going to see that I have a lot of things that I can look for. And I honestly kind of want to look for both a swamp and a desert. And the nearest one seems to be 4,900 blocks away from us. How about a swamp? Also about 4,400 blocks away. That's nice. Well, Badlands. In that direction, huh? Interesting. Bayou, beach. What else do I need? Looking. I do need to find an ocean monument so I can actually start considering making a guardian farm. What a pale garden. So directly that direction for 4,000 blocks we'll find it. Interesting. I like that. What's another... Yeah. $6,000 blocks away in that direction. 3101, 5319. Okay. That's some good starting stuff for these. Now, what else do I need to do? Another time check here, 20 minutes. I think I came up with my palette for what I want to make out of these things. We can put all this stuff away for the time being because we don't need it at the moment. Parachute included. We'll put this over here. We'll bring this back down to our hotbar. We'll put that up there. So I need cobbled deep slate. I need the basalt. Oh, I also started mining all this out. Tough might be a good thing to have. We need the regular pillar basalt. Okay. Now, because I have so many mods in, am I able to stone cut basalt? Basalt stairs, yes I am. Cool. So, the starter idea that I had was making a base out of all the cobblestone, or the cobblestone, the deep slate. And building, say, pillars with basalt. Just to give it that more gray and ancient feel. And then I was thinking maybe something a little like this for buttresses. It's nice and simple, but I like it. Maybe a little deep slate accent in there when we bridge a gap or something like that. But for standard walls with buttresses, could probably stand to make these like a block or two taller. But I also need to be putting the undersides of these in. But not when it comes to, say, walls that are going to be connected with other walls. As funny as that sounds. So I need to dig this up. We'll mark this here. Because we're going to go by... I think we're going to go by 5s for the walls. And there's going to be like a footprint, but we're going to be able to walk on and around these things. I need to take an ore count in a minute here. If I get a good axe, I think I just want to go chopping down all the trees in the immediate area. Okay, so let's do a little more sort of speculatory work here. So we said 5 should be a good footprint. And then every... It depends on how big we want the actual section of wall to be. If we go in 5s, say like 5 by 5s, that puts every couple blocks here as available to being buttressed. So maybe we do 1, 2, then we do space, 1, space, etc. like this. And we polish, line it. Same thing on the other side. Hole, polish, up, and then same on the other side, so I know what I'm doing. like this. And then we can... For the towers, I think we can keep the basalt going. I think that would be the best course of action. And then we could do probably the cobbled deep slate for 5. That's a nice gray block, and then we are going to be able to accent it with other useful blocks. And I'm thinking some blue might do this some real good, because you can't have more than one block in a section like this. So what I'm thinking is we could probably put some sort of trapdoor here, and then maybe we could do, say, some other sort of stair here. And I think as an accent block that would work well. Now, I want these to be at least 5 tall, so I've already gone a little too short. And then with our accent blocks, I think we could stand to have, when we find it, probably some warped, stripped logs over here. Just to give it that cool, blue, creepy feel, if you know what I mean. Again, this will all start to make sense once we get higher up. So, 5 of the deep slate cobble. Then we buttress the underside of these. And we just make it sort of round like an archway, and then we open up for the doors to get into the various areas. We can buttress the doors with trapdoors, as well as these same things. And then we can also polish. Something like that, and then we can come down here and do this. And the extra polish is only on the top side of this, because then we can, say we can put slabs to line this, and I'm thinking blue wood slabs, as in the warped slabs, will work well up here. So, same thing over here. And then outside only. You see what I'm seeing just yet? Very standard fortress castle walls. And I can build out some stuff here. Oh, hello. Kelp. Brown oak sapling. Brown Zalkova. You don't have anything that I need, sir. So I'll let you chill around for a while. I'm thinking as far as stability goes, in a real-world sense, we could probably do another set of stairs, but reverse, and then we could line a slab and then a trapdoor, just so we have more space. And then we'll have the plank work in here. Cut this up 3. Yeah, stability. So there's going to be a whole bunch of chambers. And I have to remember how to do diagonal stuff correctly. Otherwise it's not going to look good at all. So this will be one section, and then we'll build up with the sides when we find ourselves what we need. And then we can actually take a mental note. We do 5. Five wide, and I believe that's 7 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then we do sort of a stopper, which is going to be a bigger area. I already said no to you. And this is just to help me line everything up again. My buttresses might be too close, being right there and there. But I still have sort of an idea. And I could also maybe consider putting a fence post of some sort in there instead. I'm liking that very much. The cool thing about the deep slate is you don't really need much work to actually get it to look nice in a lot of spots, because it's that fun sort of gray-black color that really just goes well with a lot of different things. And this is also the most amount of building that I've done since I started this series. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I had a close call with like 6 zombies and an Enderman. So I was trying to defend myself from actually being deleted off screen, because I was looking and I found that Okram cave down there. A bunch of things decided they were going to show up, and just so happened to be a zombie, and I was not in a really favorable spot. So I was down to 2.5 hearts after all this, and I also had an Enderman attacking me at the same time as like 5 or 6 zombies. So that wasn't fun, and that's why my sword is all the way down here under ability. That is the wrong block. Oh, and my pickaxe, infernal pickaxe, I just decided, hey, let's use this. Thought processes are fun. Actually, no, that was the correct space. This is also correct. I don't know what I'm thinking these days, to be completely honest. Let's grab. Of course, you followed over there. Where do you gotta fall over there? I'm over here. Okay, let's get that in. Okay. And then we can start stacking the basalt. I kind of feel like an accent block here would be better. And there we go. My computer seems to be having some difficulties. Because it doesn't like me looking down. That's too high up. Well, for what we're doing right now. Chicken. See, that's looking really nice thus far. I really need to go find Warped Forest, because I know it's not far. I also need to still sync up my Ender portal. That would be really, really fun to have, an Ender portal. But I don't exactly know where one of those is, because I haven't been looking actively for it. So the original plan still stands. We're going to encase this entire island in sort of a fortress feeling thing. And this is the start of how it looks thus far. And for the good accent blocks, I do believe we're going to be using the logs. I could probably make an argument to buttress these corners instead of using a different full block on all sides. I think that would look nice, yeah. I gotta figure out what I'm finishing this with, but I am gonna make an enchanting little tower thing above that area, that corner there. I am going to grab my golden boots. I need to take a look at what else we have here. I'm thinking I want to waste some of my mithril. Let's put this in a separate chest so we know where it is. Yeah, I'm gonna make a mithril chest plate so I have more oomph against all these monsters. These are new boots that I made, so we have 429 durability on them, but we need to put on our golden ones so that we can avoid confrontation by the piglins. I'm going to bring my gold in, and we're going to see what we can get out of a bartering situation. So let's put the rest of this away. I'm going to need to get myself some more foods shortly. Put our logs away too. You know, with the Nature's Compass, I could probably just pinpoint it to the forest that I'm looking for. But I feel since we've found literally all the other biomes that we need, it'll probably help if I brought some cobblestone in. 2 stacks is fine. So we'll see if we can barter. I think I saw something that looked like a nether sugarcane, and I think it's called a nether reed. Those only grow next to lava, and I need those to start building a good... Sapphire boots with Death Strider 2. That's crazy. Start building a good farm. So there's more quartz. Yeah, my computer doesn't like dimension hopping, it seems. Probably on the other side of this. Let's set a waypoint. Okay, so that's so we know where this is. The basalt delta down there. Lessen the amount of fire that we have, yeah. What was this again? Peridium. Okay. You're aghast. I don't like that. Well, there's our fortress. Probably help if I go in here And bring the nature's compass out. Okay. That direction. So on the far side of the basalt delta. Yeah, let's abuse this. Oh, thank you. I'm curious how many things he's going to give me. Ender pearls? Awesome. Junk trade. I could probably make a good piglin bartering station. Fire charge? Okay. Obsidian, not bad. Oh. See, that's not bad. Soul speed 3. Fire resistance. I can go jump in lava if I drink that. Or string. I'm okay bartering with this guy for a little bit. Soul sand. A splash of fire res. Blackstone. Okay. I'm glad we're getting a lot of obsidian out of this. Just a little more. If I can get a book of soul speed. I think that would be fine. Honestly. I don't need the fire charges. Spectral arrows. Iron nuggets. Definitely like giving me nether bricks. I think that's fine. We've been needing some strings, so now I can make that pulled leather that I needed. Alright, let's go grab the experience for one. And since we need to go through that basalt delta, to get to our warped forest, we'll go ahead and drop all this stuff off, then we'll head over there. We're gonna get a lot of that stuff. I could really use a Silk Touch pickaxe very shortly. Oh, excuse me. That's great. Sword, if I'm seeing that correctly. That guy also dropped a carrot. Okay. Not a bad catch from the piglins. Rest. And then put some more of this stuff away. Yes, it was an opal sword. Okay. We'll put the carrot down there, and then let's grab our stone, and let's be back into the Nether. That zombie is wearing a uranium kit. I like arrows. Of course, I used all my spectral ones already. That's why I put them away. Did I put them away? No, I need to get into the Nether, and we need to go find that forest, because I'm very in need of that. So, warped forest. We also need to go down still and make ourselves a netherite mine. I was gonna say, it looked like there might be a bastion somewhere. These chunks look like they're not. Okay, so 360 negative 52. Let's just start making our way through here. I hate the basalt deltas for the sole fact that they do not hold much anything of value. If we can just keep going north. I think I'll spare y'all the trip of getting back and just end off the episode. After I get some of that warped wood, because I'm going to need a lot of it. I'll need that. $152. This is like the last long form thing I want to do in this episode. So we visited both the Undergarden and the Aether, just a tiny, tiny, itty bitty bit. So that was pretty fun. I think I'm gonna try and finish those bridges that I was making off camera. Just so we can actually explore them in the next episode. Before I go out to record that, I'm thinking I'm gonna do Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition a little bit. Because again, I record everything in bulk. And way ahead of schedule because timing is a nuisance. As I'm sure plenty of you know. We have to make a turn. That's great. Another reason why I hate basalt deltas is because they always spew lava where they don't need to. Definitely need me some of that. Or still, there's open ground if we kept on going north. I tell you, when I get done with the Nether stuff, I don't want to come back here. But again, I want to make a Wither skeleton farm out of that fortress that we found. So that's going to be like the mega project that I have as an idea. We're going. 152, so we can still keep going this way, and then it's a ways east from what I'm seeing. I really kind of want to get out of this. So we'll go a little bit away, and then I want to see what's out here. Ah, nether reeds. Well, I'm glad I came out of here. So these grow anywhere next to lava. Diggy diggy hole. Basalt deltas are just excessively lava filled for no reason whatsoever. And then it's directly to the east from here. Almost there. Oh no. This is what I was talking about. I hate these biomes. Okay. Food. Let me heal, please. Oh my lord, come on, come on, come on, come on. Lava sponge? That's new. Perfect time to use one of my fire res potions. But I guess we could just do this. Gotta love, love, love annoying bits of lava. Yeah, we need to keep going this direction. How's my time looking? Hour on the dot. Yeah, as soon as I find this biome, I'm gonna let y'all off out of here. I'm sure you're thrilled of watching me dig random holes to places. Thank you if you are still here, though. I appreciate the attention. There's gonna be 2 lava sources up here. Almost there, so we can break through all of this. Oh, it looked like there were 2 lava sources. Oh, I see an Enderman. Or at least the icon for an Enderman. I'm seeing some blue, that's good. Pockets of blackstone here and there. Okay, that means we're in the actual biome itself. should be right through here, yeah? I'm just trying to be careful so I don't break myself again. My question is, am I too low? It's lava. Oh, no, there it is. Sweet. I'd like to get a little bit of an overview shot. Of course it's connected to a basalt delta. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. So that's good enough for me. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm going to harvest all this and hopefully get back without dying. Otherwise I will give you a very sad update in the next one for when we start a new world. But until then, I will meet you back on my little island spot. Stay tuned for more. Bye-bye-bye-bye.